Our new record's called Mountaintops.
It's based on this old like Zen saying called "Aim for Cold Mountain." We almost named it "Aim for Cold Mountain," but it was a little too like obscure and sort of ambiguous, so we thought Mountaintops was better. But it's basically about, you know, there's struggles and journeys that you go through in life, and you get to like the peak of one mountain and you look out and all you can see are the others that you have yet to conquer, and you also have to go down first in order to get to be able to start the climb for the next ones. And we just kind of feel like, you know, that's sort of indicative of life in general, but also like our career as artists. And yeah, that's sort of the
It's one big
general
giant
theme.
metaphor. Based on Money is a song that we, I think for the first time, sort of explored that idea of like what you have to do in order to maintain, you know, your independence as a band that hasn't like, you know, blown up in the sense of selling, you know, like 500,000 records or whatever and can kind of do whatever you want. It's like, you know, we're still an indie band, we still do things on our own, but we have a family too, and so it's this constant sacrifice of like, and balance of like, yeah, we can afford to do this kind of tour if we actually like, you know, maybe put our song in a commercial or something. And I think there's this like whole this mindset of where we grew up in like the whole like you don't sell out your music, you know, but then those bands that were like too set on that and didn't blow up or whatever can't play anymore.
Yeah, it's sort of about like the relationship between like art and commerce, which is kind of like taboo in a lot of like artist circles, just because you're like, I'm an artist, I don't think about money, I think about inspiration and the muse, so to speak, you know. But this song is sort of our yeah, just sort of us sort of having a conversation about, well, those things come up when you have bills to pay or you have to pay your rent or whatever, you know. So but at the same time you want to be true to what your art. So that song is in sort of our dialogue about that.
I think we're at a really good point now with our music where we aren't affected by what we're supposed to sound like according to critics or fans or whatever, friends, you know. There's definitely been points in our life, you know, as a band where we're like, maybe we should make more sense, you know, because no one understands what we're doing and no one understands our words. And
Make
so like,
more sense.
Let's try to like be more like, I don't know what the word is, just more articulate or whatever, and not so much like in our own
just
little
more
space
generalized
together.
lyrically, really.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes people are like, what are you saying? It's so obscure. And we're like, we feel like it's really obvious sometimes. And I guess because the songs are really personal, that it's sometimes we kind of clamp down on that in order to not give too much.
I think having touring with a family and a crew and a band and all that is it really is about what people you choose to bring along. And it's like, we're not going to bring people that don't like kids, first of all, you know, because there's going to be kids running up and down the bunk aisle, you know. And it's also, you know, it's finding people that really are standing behind the fact that we can do what we want to do and have a family, because most people, I mean, I'm not saying everybody, but most people see that as, oh, that means I can do that too, you know, I can do whatever I want and have kids and like have the best of both worlds. And yeah, it's about balance, but it's also about people, you know, teamwork, really. I think times are changing in that like people, you know, are so much more self-employed and like freelance and you know, like there's so much more going on as opposed to where you got a career and you stuck at this company for, you know, 25 years or whatever. And I think there has to be some flexibility in childcare and family and also pursuing, you know, these individualized careers. I think that's part of it too. And we're like, maybe when we started to have kids, I think that was just starting to happen, really. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like this new era of that. People are working from their houses anyways, and we technically are. We work from home.
Yeah.
And so we're really just a part of the modern era, but our actual job is like maybe unique. Or, you know, there's not a lot of people that are musicians doing it this way. Now that Kim and Thurston have broken up too, we're like, I guess the crown has been passed, huh? For the people that.
There might be other people we don't remember right now.
It's the same when like Tim
know what's
Robbins
going on
and
there.
like Susan Sarandon broke up. You're like, what? They were supposed to be like the ones that made it, you know? And that was the way with Kim and Thurston. You're like, they were going to be the ones that like made it together, and it's like, no dice.
I mean, I don't know. You never know. We don't know them.
But that's
you
a
know?
different situation. I don't think you can compare them to us, you know? Or just like I, you know, can't compare anybody to anybody, really. You shouldn't. What goes up must come down.
Yes, but what goes down does not necessarily come up. Those are our deep thoughts. Thank you.